We love a good superhero matchup here at CBR, but today we're not going to go for strength, we're going for speed. We've searched across franchises to find the fastest characters, and now let's see who wins the race. Let's start out by taking a look at the top contenders across 3 different franchises. Up first, we'll be searching across the Marvel Universe for the fastest speedster out there. Of course, one obvious choice is Pietro Maximoff, but just because Quicksilver had the honor of making it to the MCU doesn't mean he's the fastest. Over the years, his top speed has fluctuated from being faster than the speed of sound at around 770 miles per hour to reaching Mach 5 of 3,681 miles per hour. He can dash from Tibet to Indonesia or run halfway across the Earth in a minute and a half. It's possible that he's the fastest being in his particular universe, but it's a big, wide Marvel world out there. In fact, Quicksilver didn't even qualify for the Galactic Marathon, losing out to Fast Forward. This character, also known as Buried Allen, hails from another universe, and let's just say that it's not a coincidence that his name sounds like DC's Barry Allen. But although these are some top contenders, the fastest Marvel character in my mind is the Runner. He's one of the elders of the universe, and he has the speed to show it. According to the official handbook of the Marvel Universe Volume 1, he can fly at about 186,000 miles per second. Yeah, take that, Quicksilver. He can run even faster, although the true extent of his speed is unclear. He was beaten in a race once by Makari, but since the Runner allegedly never goes all out around more primitive life forms, he's still supposedly faster. So when it comes to Marvel comic book characters, I'm giving the Runner the top spot based on what Marvel itself says about his character, and what we've seen him accomplish in the comics. Now let's move on to DC Comics, where the race is incredibly close between 2 characters known for their super speed. Of course, I'm talking about The Flash and The Flash. Okay, let me explain. There's the Barry Allen Flash, who is one of the few highlights of Justice League.
Okay, but if I win, I get to tell everyone.
As you might have guessed from his name, he's pretty quick. And you don't have to take my word for it, because DC has confirmed that he's faster than top heroes like Wonder Woman and Superman. Well, at least when you're talking strictly about running. When Superman's in the air, all bets are off. But has Barry been left in the dust by his own nephew? Well, according to DC, that's exactly what happened. Thanks to his exploration with the Speed Force, he managed to surpass his uncle, the original Flash. In the Flash War storyline, it was confirmed that Wally West is the fastest Flash around, at least in the DC universe. As you CBR fans probably know, I can talk comic books all day long, but let's make this matchup interesting by adding a third contender from a completely different universe. Because there's a big wide world of anime out there, and each franchise is filled with quicker characters than the last. In fact, there are so many different fictional universes out there that it's hard to pit their citizens against one another in a fair fight. With that being said, let's take a look at some popular characters who are known for their immense speed. If we're talking mighty anime characters, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Goku from the Dragon Ball franchise. He's one of the most unbeatable, overpowered characters around. He has to frequently hold himself back from punching the entire universe apart, but how fast can the guy move? Even within the Dragon Ball universe, Goku's speed is difficult to approximate, especially since even Akira Toriyama thinks many people take power levels way too seriously. But King Kai estimated that it would take Goku 2 days to travel Snake Way, which is 1 million kilometers or over 621,371 miles. So if it took him 2 days to travel that far, he's moving about 12,945 miles per hour. Compared to the average human, that's quick. But as far as his fellow speedsters go, it's kinda slow. The guy can dodge lightning, but according to the Angel Whis, he's still not the fastest being in the universe. Whis claims the top speed in Dragon Ball, at least by his own estimation. Let's not forget about Minato Namikaze, the late father of Naruto Uzumaki. They didn't call this guy Konoha's Yellow Flash for nothing. He was one of the most powerful shinobi in history, and speed was his speciality. Thanks to his mastery of the space-time ninjutsu, he was able to manipulate the space-time continuum, which means that teleportation isn't out of the question. But in the interest of playing fair, let's just take that out of the equation. Even though Naruto Shippuden is a classic shonen anime, it doesn't have the same universe-shaking stakes as some other shows. Minato may be known as the Yellow Flash, but take away his teleportation and there are definitely faster characters out there.
Sensei's teleportation jutsu is so fast.
Saitama from One Punch Man is known for how quickly and effortlessly he disposes of his enemies, but let's not forget that his feet can be as impressive as his fists. Surviving in the vacuum of space is impressive, and so is moving from the moon to the Earth in a single bound like we saw Saitama do during his fight with Boros. He made this monumental 238,855-mile leap in about 1.5 seconds. Saitama traveled approximately 159,236 miles per second in this scene, while the speed of light is about 186,000 miles per second. Of course, he didn't exactly get a running start, so it's not a perfect calculation. If he was actually running as fast as possible, then I'm guessing he could exceed the speed of light. When it comes to fast anime characters, Saitama seems like a solid pick for this ultimate fictional character race. And now that we've picked our contestants, let's see how they stack up against one another. Our pick from the Marvel Universe is The Runner, and he definitely has the right name to be taking part in this competition. He claims to be the fastest being in the universe, but it's always possible that he's mistaken. But considering the fact that he's immortal, he certainly had plenty of time to stretch his legs and get into fighting shape over the years. You might think that being billions of years old would slow the guy down, but that's apparently not the case for The Runner. His body is chock full of the power primordial, which is leftover energy from the Big Bang. Over eons, The Runner figured out how to channel this into his powers, and apparently he's got a mighty need for speed. But of course, this makes it pretty hard to say just how fast he really is. He doesn't go all out, but even his conservative speeds are tens of thousands of miles per hour. And if he can fly at the speed of light, then theoretically, he should be able to reach the finish line even faster than that in a foot race. Light speed is also what we talked about when going over some theoretical stats for Saitama from One Punch Man. Earlier, I estimated that he can jump at a little bit under the speed of light, but how fast can he run? It's hard to say based on what we've seen so far. He can outpace speed of sound Sonic, who can go hypersonic, which means that he runs faster than the speed of sound, or above 767 miles per hour.
Not coming? Then I'll go to you!
I'm right here.
That's certainly not bad, but it's nowhere near as fast as Saitama's leap from the moon. The truth is, it's hard to say how fast Saitama can run beyond the fact that he can likely exceed the speed of light if he puts his mind to it. But is he fast enough to outpace The Runner? We know Saitama put his all into his hero training, but he hasn't spent billions of years honing his skills like The Runner has. Also, even though Saitama is clearly a well-rounded hero, it's not exactly a secret that his specialty is his ability to land a mighty punch. Even though this match might end up being too close to call, I think The Runner would defeat Saitama if the two of them ever ended up in a foot race for some weird reason. But there's one more contestant in this fictitious race. So let's bring in Wally West, the fastest of the Flashes. So far, we've been using light speed as the metric of what makes someone a speedster, and the fact that moving faster than that can be dangerous has caused The Runner to hold back for safety's sake. But thanks to his relationship with the Speed Force, Wally is able to exceed the speed of light while on Earth without damaging the planet and everybody around him. That's a major bonus, considering the fact that this hypothetical race would have to take place somewhere. Wally West once saved 500,000 people by moving them 35 miles away from a nuclear warhead, which meant taking multiple trips in 0.0001 microseconds. That means he was making 70-mile round trips carrying 1 or 2 people each time. So in 1/100 billionth of a second, he traveled 24,836,690 miles. The Flash moved at 8.93 sextillion miles per hour, which is 13 trillion times the speed of light. But there's a surprisingly non-speed related variable at play here, and that is location. If we're talking about a universe where our heroes can run as fast as they possibly can without destroying each other, innocent bystanders, or the entire planet, then quite possibly, The Runner would emerge victorious, with the Flash finishing second and Saitama in a very respectable third place. Even though we don't have many numbers regarding the Runner's speed, we know that he doesn't go all out for the sake of the planet. But if he wanted to defeat the Flash, that's exactly what he would need to do. If the Runner decides to hold back at all, then Wally West would almost certainly win the race. Who's the fastest of them all? Arguably it would be the Runner, followed by the Flash, followed by Saitama. But if we're talking about witnessing an actual race, then I think the Flash would be able to win by going all out, while the Runner races more conservatively. And sorry to say, but I see Saitama finishing in a respectable third in either scenario. But when you're racing against the most powerful speedsters in their comic book universes, it's impressive just to be included in the marathon. Well, I think Marvel's runner is as unbeatable as he was created to be, but who do you think's the speediest fictional character? Share your pick with us in the comments section down below, and don't forget to click on that subscribe button for more new videos from us here at CBR. Thanks for watching.